Welcome to School of Statistics. Today we will discuss the concept of factorial experiment, and in this lecture we will learn when we use factorial experiment and under which layout plan factorial experiment is performed, and what is the difference between factor and level. And we will also learn in this lecture the main advantage of the usage of factorial experiment in place of basic design. And let's start. First question is that when we use factorial experiment, we discuss it with the real life example. To apply the factorial experiment, simply 2 points keep in mind. Number 1, when we are dealing with 2 or more factors, then we use factorial experiment. And number 2, when all the factors are equally important or when a researcher gives the equal weight to all the factors under consideration, then we use factorial experiment. We illustrate it with a real-life example. Suppose we are interested in investigating the combined effect of medicine and salt to normalize the high blood pressure in patients. Then we use factorial experiment. Remember that in this case, medicine and salt are 2 factors, factor A and factor B. On the other hand, if we want to investigate the effect of only one factor, say medicine, then we may use one of the basic design CRD, RCBD or LSD. Now the next question is that under which layout plan factorial experiment is performed. Factorial experiments are performed under the layout plan of CRD or RCBD or LSD. It totally depends upon the nature of experimental units. If experimental units are completely homogeneous, then to perform the factorial experiment, we use the layout plan of CRD. And if experimental units are one-way heterogeneous, then to perform the factorial experiment, we use the layout plan of RCBD. And when experimental units are two-way heterogeneous, then to perform the factorial experiment, we use the layout plan of LSD. Now, in this slide, we will discuss what is the difference between factors and levels. Suppose medicine and amount of salt are 2 factors, factor A and factor B respectively. Then different dosage of medicine are called level of factor A. It may be 40 mg, 100 mg. Similarly, the different amount of salt such as 0.05 mg, 0.06 mg, etc. are called different level of factor B. Now, in the last, we will discuss what is the main advantage of factorial experiment. The main advantage of factorial experiment is that in factorial experiment, we may study the interaction effect of the factors. For example, if someone asked which level of medication and which amount of salt intake are better for normalizing blood pressure, the answer to this question would be provided by a factorial experiment. Thank you for watching.